We're back yet again, probably for the episode I've been most excited about, Zach. Like kitchen countertops, granite, marble, quartz, and the whole gamut, and trying to understand all this. You walk into a house and everybody just instantly thinks it's, you know, like marble down, or it's granite. That's granite. So we'll start first talking a little bit about marble.
Yeah, awesome.
And the differences and why it's a good or bad product, what it'd be good to use in.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, this is also my favorite part of what we sell too, so this will be fun. So we'll start with just marbles first. You know, we have what you consider your kitchen safe marbles or your not kitchen safe marbles.
Not kitchen safe.
Yeah, so like a lot of the Italian marbles are real soft, they're porous, they scratch easy. So we have kitchens that we'll install them in, but I tell people to treat it like a high-end vehicle. It just takes a little extra care and maintenance to keep it looking good longer.
Now, is this the kind, you know, you hear if you leave your coffee pot on this or coffee cup, that it'll stain this?
It'll stain and etch. So etching is not something you may not see looking straight down, but when you're looking down into the light, you may see like a perfect ring from a coffee mug or a soda can or something like that.
Okay, so you've got to take extra care of this. Is there polishing and that type of stuff you have to do with it as well?
Yeah, so that's what I tell my customers who do like high-end Italian marbles, you know, just plan on it. Every 5 years, 3 years, 7 years, however hard you are, there's a company that comes in and will re-sand your whole tops off and put brand new finish on it. And it'll look brand new after that, but it's not cheap. It's not as expensive as replacing, but
still. Is this like your most expensive countertop that you can
this
go
is actually
with?
One of my less expensive ones.
Really?
Carrara marble in particular has been real commoditized. Now, when you get into some of your more high-end marbles, yes, it's one of my most expensive things I can sell. But Carrara, we sell a bunch of it in bathrooms because it's good there, and we have a really good deal on Carrara. It's fairly inexpensive.
So there's a way to get that Carrara marble
Absolutely.
that everybody talks about, and people are going to think you spent tens of thousands of millions of dollars.
Used to, that was the case, but we've got pretty good deals, and like I said, it's kind of gotten commoditized over time to where we can still get beautiful pieces of marble for a very competitive price.
Now, you've got the, what you call kitchen safe. So what's the difference between a kitchen safe and this?
It's just a little bit more dense. So it's not going to be as it's not going to be as likely to scratch. It doesn't stain as bad. You know, it's still natural stone. Anything can scratch, anything can stain. But we have much more success with certain colors, like Brazilian marbles or American-made marbles. They go into kitchens and we don't have near the complaints out of those. You know, these are going to be more closer to the durability of a granite. Granite's still going to be a little bit more durable, but it's going to be much more durable than your traditional marbles.
Now, color selections in a marble. I mean, are they mostly whites that you see these days?
For the most part. So your common customer comes in, they've been on Pinterest, they've been on House, they've watched HGTV, they're like, I want that granite that's really, really white with light gray veining into it. It's like, it's not a granite, it's a marble. It's like, oh, we don't want marble. It's like, well, hold on, let me tell you about this marble. Or in a little bit, we'll talk about quartz, man-made quartz that have marble looks. But yeah, you're gonna get a lot of the good white background with marble. You'll get a lot of these pretty veins that run through it. Just that good traditional look that they've been using for forever.
I know, you know, you do a lot of this type of stuff, and trying to match it gets real fun sometimes.
Matching the veins and stuff,
yeah.
It is. Fortunately, I mean, our fabricators are pretty skilled at all that. We do our best. They will never match perfect, but we try to make them as fluid as possible.
So really the most popular is granite, right?
Traditionally, yeah, that's been the most popular. There's a big range, you know, just to name a few. We've got some granites here, we've got black granites, we've got more light colored granites. That's majority of what you see back in this section of the lot.
Is there a cost difference between like your black and your normal?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, granite's price, most commonly people understand diamond rings. You know, whether you've been engaged or bought jewelry, you understand that the rarity, the clarity, and the color dictates the price, right? So it's very similar in granite also. how commoditized it is, Dallas white behind you, you can get it everywhere, it's mass produced, it's super inexpensive. Versus other granites, I got some called like Cartier that are a little bit more rare, they got big pretty chunks in them.
Well, show me one of those. If we've got one.
Let me look, there may be some in the front.
I know, I just pull that out from nowhere.
No, that's all right. I don't have any Cartier or anything crazy like that right now.
We don't have any in stock. All right, that's all right.
Well, we can cut that little part.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
it's honestly meant,
Wow. Okay, you know, some of my favorite granites are the ones that have, I don't know what these are. They look like metallic flakes or something in them.
yeah, just little quartz chunks is what it is. And so that's something too that sometimes can dictate the price, those little quartz chunks. This one not as much because the quartz is much smaller, but if you were to get a granite piece that had a rather large quartz chunk in it, like Cartier or Patagonia or something like that, you know, some of those are some of the most expensive projects I've ever priced out ever, just because it's super rare and super clean.
So the
and popular.
The black is going to be on the cheaper end.
It's one of those things that
overall.
really just kind of depends. You know, there's a lot of how easy is it to get, and then kind of where the material comes from and stuff. But yeah.
Now there's different finishes you can have done on this as well, right?
Absolutely. So we can change the finish of any stone. It takes a little bit of time, and it was about a 2-week turnaround to do something like that. But we can do that, or you can get it, we buy it from the quarries already with different finishes. Like we have the leathered finish here. It's got a good texture to it.
That's my favorite, I'll be honest with you.
Here you have a honed finish, just more of a matte finish. That's more the leathered. And then back behind it, we have the polished finish.
Okay.
And those are kind of the 3 most popular finishes. There's others like ice finish, which kind of look dual and stuff like that. But those are definitely going to be our 3 most popular finishes.
That's great. And so is this, I put a coffee cup down here, am I going to get rings left behind on a granite like I would on some of the marble like we talked about? Or?
It won't be as bad as marble. Like I said, it is all still natural stone. Everything's capable of scratching, staining, all that kind of stuff. But granite is much more dense than marble. So you're going to be a lot less likely. This has been the traditional standard for kitchens.
If I have the coffee cup on there and have it there for an hour, I'm probably going to be good wiping it off.
Yeah, for the most part.
But still, coasters are always a good thing.
Always recommend coasters, always recommend cutting boards. I always do that. And another thing a lot of people don't know too is a lot of stains we can mask. You know, we have different products that we can use to, it may not pull the stain out completely, but it'll, you know, kind of tone down that color.
So don't panic if something happens to your granite or something.
Right, yeah, contact professional, you know, odds are we have some kind of remedy to get that out, or at least tone it down from a dark brown ring from coffee and maybe just make it really, really light to where you don't notice it.
Thickness too, I think is, I've seen, is there a big difference in thickness or?
So according to price, no. There used to be, but the whole world uses 2 centimeter, which is the thinner, and we traditionally use 3 centimeter in East Texas. That being said, nicer material usually gets cut in 2 centimeter because the rest of the world's using it. You know, 10 years ago, there was a big difference, but over time, things have kind of leveled out. In quartz, there is a huge difference between 2cm and 3cm, but not so much in natural stone.
So if I've got a 2 centimeter one at my home now, I don't need to, it's just as good as having really a 3 centimeter.
Absolutely, yeah, don't freak out, it's okay. You know, and a lot of people nowadays are preferring the 2 centimeter to have that cleaner, sleeker look, especially in my more modern homes or contemporary styles. They like that 2cm to be really nice and clean versus, you know, a thicker, beefier edge.
A lot of what I'm seeing being put in now is quartz or quartzite.
Yeah, quartz and quartzites are both very popular.
Let's take a look at some of those and
we'll
tell us about those.
Cool.
This looks like granite to me,
Yeah.
but it's not, you're telling me.
So it's going to be a quartzite. So it's still a natural stone, but it's actually going to be more durable, more scratch resistant, more stain resistant than your granites. The reason people like quartzites is because you get a lot of these veins that you have in marbles, but it's extremely durable. So you don't have to worry about all the scratching and staining and all that.
Now this do you run this in 2 centimeter or 3 centimeter, a little of both?
I mostly do 3 centimeter in the quartz. There are some 2 centimeters out there, but it's mostly in 3 centimeter.
So this is a natural stone still.
The quartzite is a natural stone. Quartz is a man-made stone. Very confusing. I wish they chose a different name.
Exactly, and that's what I wanted to talk about, because
Yes.
a lot of people think quartzite's the same thing.
No, they are not. So the biggest difference between quartz and quartzite, durability-wise, we're pretty comparable. The big selling feature for quartzites over quartz is because it's natural, you can put heat on it. To where man-made quartz, you put heat on it, the resins may discolor.
And what do those look like? Where are we at?
So we have a couple of them over here. This one here is more of a marble look. One of our
yes.
builder colors that we do a lot with. But yeah, so with the quartz, some of them look really realistic. I have another one over here that I actually like the best.
Yes.
It's got nice marble-like veinings in it. Once again, like we were talking about earlier, you can get that marble look without having to worry about, what could happen if you have a marble countertop. Because even with our kitchen safe materials, a lot of people are just gun shy on marble because their friend or, they may saw on TV or something. Whatever you do, don't put marble in your kitchen, then they're just running with that. And so that's why this is a good alternative. Looks really good. This is a product that I've personally put in a lot of my friends and family's houses, and they love it, and it looks great.
And this is a man-made product.
This is a man-made product. So because it's got, quartz and resin in it, it's very good against bacteria. It doesn't hold bacteria because there's no pores. It's hard to scratch, harder to stain. Just super durable product.
It's just the heat is the only thing that this one kind of...
My 2 downfalls to quartz are, heat. You don't want to take like a boiling pot of water or something out of the oven and stick it straight on there. It may not do anything the first time, may not do anything the 100th time, but there's always that potential that it could discolor where you're putting the heat. Second thing I'm not a huge fan of, or the downside of it would be, if you do chip or scratch the quartz, you can't repair it. Resin won't bond with resin. So with the natural stones, we can do different things to try to repair scratches or repair chips, to where with the quartz, it's pretty much done.
And so this is the one, though, that comes in more of the 2 centimeter that you...
We do a lot of 2 centimeter in quartz.
Is that just cost keeps it down, or?
Yeah, a lot for the cost, a lot too for the style. People who like that clean look of quartz want that clean, modern edge, so.
So let's talk about price differences between quartz, quartzite, granite, marble.
Yeah.
What's the cheapest product?
So the least expensive product I can offer you would be a granite.
Really?
Yeah, so there's about 7-10 colors of granites that we call builder colors, level 0 colors, commodity colors. There's a handful of different things that people call them. Those are going to price out in the $30 to $40 range, right in there.
And that's installed?
Yes, that's installed. So
that's really economical.
Yeah, granite's going to be my most economical choice. My next step up from there, be the marble. And of course, there's a range. We were talking, I got granites that I can sell for, $40 a foot. I also have granites that I sell for $180 a foot. So there's a huge range. But when you're starting, like, I'm flipping a house, I'm trying to generate some profit out of this, granite's a great option for you. Your next step up is going to be, the marble, same thing. You got marbles that start out in the around $50 mark, but then they go up to $150, $200 a foot too. And then after that would probably be quartz and quartzite, are pretty comparable, usually in price. Once again, there are quartzes that are cheap or less expensive. And then, sometimes we'll come across a good deal on a quartzite too that we can get in for a good deal. So.
Really, there's a price point for whatever you're looking
exactly.
for. I hear, the common statement, veins do tend to make a difference, or the more veins or the more splash it has is going to increase the price. Is that a general true statement or not?
More the clarity, really. You know, with like quartz and stuff, this is actually probably closer to a mid-level granite than something really expensive. But there are some quartzes that I think don't even look as good as this that are way more expensive. So it's just really, you know, like we've talked about a bunch of times, it's, if you tell us what you want, we can put you in the right direction. You know, you love this, but you don't like the chunky veins, you want a skinnier vein. Okay, we'll go in and show you this product from MSI that we do really well with. It's about this much, you know, we'll get to those types of deal.
That's what I love now too with this product is it's allowing you to almost pick exactly what you want to go in your home.
It's a big driving factor to quartz is, I don't like this, okay, cool, let me show you what you have. If you don't like this, well, I'm sorry, you know, the earth only produces what it produces. I can't find you another product with that, you know, vein 2 inches wide instead of just a little hairline all the way through.
Yep.
You know, there's a lot more, you can be a lot more picky with the quartz usually.
I like that. I like that. So this is a granite here.
This is a quartzite.
Quartzite.
Yep, so everything on this row here is going to be either quartzites or quartz.
It's so hard to tell sometimes.
It is, yeah.
What's a good way for a person? Is there a way for a person looking at this in a home, they're going in to buy a home that's already got stuff in, is there an easy way to tell the difference?
If it's between a quartz and a quartzite?
Quartz, quartzite, or marbles. Granite, marble?
Not really. There's not like any kind of like, you can go and touch it or do something and it's different. You know, it's one of the things, like when I get a new salesperson, it's the first thing we do is just start funneling through these slabs. We're like quartz or quartzite until you can finally just kind of pick up that has those movements. There's little veins and little things, but it's super detailed that the common consumer is probably not going to pick out. They like this because it's pretty.
And I'll be honest, even through all of our talks here, to me, it sounds like if it's something you like the look of, regardless of what it is, it's going to be a good product.
Yeah, for the most part. You know, bad products don't stick around.
Yeah.
So, you know, we're not going to sell, or really anybody, I don't know of anybody in Tyler that's going to sell you a product that they know is going to fail. Because
right. And if you're talking about a builder, or you know the builders from somebody here local, they're going to have made sure that it's a product that's going to last.
They're going to put in quality products so that you'll tell their friends or tell your friends to buy their homes, and same thing as everybody.
Right. Yep. And we hear, you know, it's always interesting, you know, level 1, level 2, level 3 granite. Is that a real thing? Is that just kind of a something that's been created? No,
it's a real thing. What's tough with granite and all the natural stone industry is level 0 through level 7 is different at every store that you go to.
Yes.
And so there's no real consistency to it.
Level 0, level 3 granite, level 2, level 1, did these make any, I hear people talk about that. They ask me about that all the time.
Yeah, so it's a real thing, you know, 0 to 7 or 0 to 10.
Wow.
They're different, but that's what makes it hard. My level 2 may be a different price point than XYZ Granite Company's level 2. And that's what's hard about the natural stone industry. You know, this right here, Dallas White, could be called something else from a different vendor. And so the names get crossed over, the levels get mixed up. It's very tough. But yeah, there are a lot of companies that sell based off levels.
What's the real difference between levels?
Price point, that's really it.
Granite's granite, right?
Well, so yeah, I mean, kind of like this is one of my least expensive products versus some of my most expensive products. It's not that this is a commercial grade or it's gonna fall apart or crack or, you know, has issues. We as a store don't bring anything with any kind of cracks or fissures. Well, I'm sorry, they do have fissures. All natural stone has fissures. We don't bring anything that has cracks or like chips or, you know, damaged products.
Right.
So this is gonna last you just as long as this, even though this is much less expensive. Much less expensive, I'm sorry.
Interesting. So now, obviously I don't want my edge to look like this.
Absolutely.
So how can I what kind of edges can I get?
So we have a whole little sample inside.
Let's
we can
take
take
a
a look
look.
at that.
We've picked a stone now. You picked a stone that you really like. Now comes decisions on how you want the edges to look, right?
Yeah, so once we pick your stone and establish where it's going to be, the next thing we're going to figure out is the profile that we're going to put on it, and then figuring out what sinks you're putting where. But we'll start with edges. So on here is a sample of some of the edges that we offer, some of the more popular edges that we offer. We have another sample that has more edges on it that is currently checked out right now. And there's different things we can do, like we can stack OG edges to give you a much thicker edge. We can do mitered edges. But yeah, that would be the next thing that we would do. And then I would ask whether you're getting your sinks at Coburn's, Morrison, wherever, where your sinks are going where. But that would be pretty much the extent of the process of picking out a countertop. It's very easy. It's usually pretty quick.
Yeah, I like this. Well, and this is what makes each home unique too, is even on the granite, the edges and how it looks.
Absolutely.
And how it comes together, it allows you to give some personality to what you want to do.
And it kind of helps fit, your style of your home. If you're doing a farmhouse style, the 3/8 bevel looks nice. If you're doing something more modern and contemporary, the flat polish or the east edge is much more popular.
Let's say I'm putting in a new countertop that's going to have, seats for a bar at my island.
Yeah, an overhang.
An overhang. How far of an overhang can you really go, like on these products, before you have to worry?
So your standard overhang is 12 inches. I've done 18-inch and 24-inch before. That is a little long. You're getting out there. We have, though, custom metal bracing that we will attach to your island that will do supports. But if you get any longer than 16, 18 inches, we kind of have to do some more custom welding and fabricating to make that work.
But you can get it out there. It's just a matter of at that point, you need to really think about it has to be braced.
Everything has to be supported, yes.
Because it will break.
Yes, it will. Without bracing, you really only get about 4 to 6 inches that you're okay without. Pretty much anything that's 12 inches out needs some kind of bracing, unless it's a really durable product, then you don't then. But
well, this has been the most fascinating so far for me. I just love this and really taught me a lot about all the different products.
Yeah, it's one of my favorite parts of our business also.
And really, people come with just kind of a look you want in mind, because the product doesn't necessarily matter too much. You're going to be able to find that look in a product most likely.
Right. Once you get out of the soft marbles, find what you like. Pick what color you like, what style you like, and just roll with that.
And the prices just, there's variable pricing, and that's the great thing. You can get into it for a good amount.
Right. You can tell me you love this, but you don't like this price, and we'll find something that's comparable, less expensive.
Well, again, thanks for
absolutely.
Everything.
Pleasure
we hope
seeing
you're
you.
enjoying this so far. We've got some more to go. I know we're going to be talking about tile next week, so we'll see you then.